Hi everyone, it's Trisha at Inky Planner, and for the first time ever, I am going to try a voiceover style plan with me this week. So I'm going to put things on fast forward and talk you through what I did this week. As always, I use my Plan to Create A5 inserts, and I'm using a week-long post-it strip to prep my ideas and events for the week. So you'll see I'll pull that out here in just a second, and I've got everything teed up, especially because when I'm using my phone to record, I don't have my calendar handy. So you can see I am pulling out a palette here to get started. I've got ink colors and some stickers from the Scraptastic November kit and some washi tape. Now the first thing in that Scraptastic kit that caught my attention were those awesome little houses and buildings. They're just so colorful and pretty. So I laid those all across the bottom of my page. And I sort of started from the edges and worked my way toward the middle and determined that I needed to sort of snip that middle section to keep it looking connected. So that's what I'm doing here. And after I got those laid down, the next thing I wanted to do were the dates. So I'm using this little stamp set from the October Plan On It kit from Scraptastic. And I'm just going to choose like a nice pretty sunny yellow color. I think I end up using Sunshine from Simon Says Stamp. And it plays really nicely off of some of the colors in those stickers along the bottom. So I'm adding that little Sizzix pad underneath my pages. This always just helps me get a really good impression. I believe it's called the Stamper's Secret Weapon, but a foam pad or a mouse pad, sometimes even just a block of papers, just gives you a nice little cushion, and I feel like I get really good results, and my images make me very happy. So I'm using these really pretty numbers, again from Scraptastic. You can see I'm sort of keeping the 1 on my block the whole time and then flipping back and forth between all of the other digits. And then ultimately when I get to Sunday there, I'll switch to the 2 and the 0. Now that I have that done, I'm going to take a little strip of washi, one of my favorite washis, this little black and white skinny, I believe it's from Little Bee. And I'm just going to block off a little section at the top. And sometimes I do this for anything that is going to be like an all day or an all week event. This particular week we have the book fair at school all week, and there's, there are events and things that that pertain to the whole week. So I want to have that kind of stretch across multiple days. And this little arrow from that Scraptastic kit is just perfect to sort of pull the eye through several days. I was looking for some stamps to do with books, and ultimately I just left that blank. I figured I'd come back with it, and maybe I'll just write in the word book fair. So now I'm using an older Scraptastic set and some Stampin' Up! Ink colors, like a lighter and a darker teal, to stamp a little block and a little sentiment that says "Don't forget," and put a little star there. And this will be just a nice spot to list off a few things that I know I have to remember on Monday morning. My daughter needs a special lunch that day, and my son has to remember to bring his violin to school. So just a couple little kick off the Monday right kind of notes. And under that, now I'm looking for some place to house my other daughter's dance class. So I have the little block, and I loved these little animals, these teeny little woodland animals, and I wanted to find a place to use them. So I sort of layered that little bunny on top of the block, but I ultimately didn't like the ears sticking up so high into my other writing, so I chose that little oval with the raccoon inside, and he was my favorite little guy on this whole sheet. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Then I grabbed one of these little note paper stickers. I love these for to-do lists, and there's a million different ways that you can head these. You can stamp. I chose another sticker that says "Get It Done," and a lot of times when I have a white background sticker, I like to draw a little line around it. It kind of makes it pop a little more. And then my final event of the day is in the evening. I have volleyball games, so I just added one of the little watch icons, also from the Plan On It set. So here you see me going back up to the top of the page, and I have decided to be brave and hand write the book fair. And I just did that with my Feud, oh, I'm going to do this wrong, Pentel Feud Sign Touch pen, something like that. It's sort of a brush pen where you can get thick and thin lines and kind of a pretty font. So I pulled one of the washi strips off of that other sheet from the Scraptastic kit. And one of the things that I really encourage everybody is, adapt the elements of these kits to your own needs. If it's a little long or larger than you want, or, modify them. So that washi strip ran long, so I just cut the two ends off, and then it gave me a little row of adorable candles and a spot to write some birthdays. Here I am doing the same thing again, where this strip says go, 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 but it was bigger than I wanted, the background portion. So I'm just trimming out all the white space and leaving the words and layering it on top of another little flag sticker. And it works out just great. So I just encourage you to always, play with your supplies and adapt them, alter them. That'll make your pages unique. No one else will alter them exactly the way that you do. And it'll also make your stickers work for you so much better. So here I am using a stencil from a previous Plan On It kit to put some water droplets down at the bottom of my page there. And I was thinking I would use that for water tracking. I think I go back and cover those up. They just end up feeling crowded to me. And I just decided to track that in a different place. Again, here I am altering something from its original design. I love that stencil with the checklist lines, but they were a little far apart. So I just shifted it up every time, and I got what I needed out of it. So, it's still a very functional tool, but I can stretch my use out of it by adjusting it for my own needs. So here I am going back, and I'm just using like a correction tape to cover up those little droplets. So now I'm pulling out these beautiful scripty boxes, and again layering another little icon sticker, because I have to drop my daughter off that morning, and that will be a nice spot to house the rest of my to-dos for Wednesday, and I'll just write those in. And again, I've got another washi strip that's a little too long, so I'm cutting a portion of it and saving the other portion, and I'm going to layer a little sticker on top of that. I chose one of these little stars from the kit, and now I'm just writing in another event, my daughter's gymnastics on Wednesday night. And as far as colors go, I try to just make sure that I'm spacing colors out. The beauty of these kits is obviously all of the colors work together, but I'm trying not to have too much of the same color piled up in one spot. So I'm on to Thursday now, and again, back to my notion of like an all-day event. I have no school for the kids on Thursday, so I used a little like bubble icon up top to indicate that, and then a block down below for the conferences that we have going on. And you can see I peeled that block up after I originally stuck it down. If you catch it early enough, you can usually do that. And I remembered I needed to leave some room for another little rectangle to write in our youngest daughter's preschool time that day. So I'm back to my stencil, and I want to find a nice little header for my to-do list on Thursday, and I end up choosing one of these little triangles. For some reason I was struggling to get it off this page, but I chose this pale pool colored triangle and layered the sticker that says so much to do. And again, just adding that little line around the outside of the white sticker makes it pop so much, in my opinion. And here I am shifting my stencil up a little bit each time to get my lines closer together. I do write pretty small. Sorry about my head here, guys. I do write pretty small, so I don't mind having my lines nice and tight. It takes up a little less room on my page. And so that makes that stencil work a little better for me. And as I move on to Friday, I have this gorgeous hexagon, which I was just dying to use somewhere on the page, and I really liked it up there. We have a birthday Friday, so that was a fun place to put that. And even though that does sort of count as an all-day event, I didn't have much else going on Friday, and I just liked the placement here better. It seemed to just work a little bit better visually. So then I remembered that I had these little presents on the icon sheet, but I had already put the star down, so I just put that over on the Tuesday birthday. And now I'm choosing another rectangle, and that's actually from an older This Life Noted set from Scraptastic. And I love it. It fits just perfectly in my A5 columns. So I added that there. I added a checklist. I came across the little brown circle for trash day, so I just kind of threw that onto my Tuesday as a reminder. And I'm filling in the last of my Friday events. And then I'm on to the weekend and figuring out what I need for Saturday. Really only have one event Saturday, and I chose this leaf since it's sort of a non-traditional event sticker. It just filled in the day and the time nicely on Saturday. And then I layered a couple stickers on Sunday because I'm going to be starting all of my prep for Thanksgiving since we're hosting this year. And I loved those cute little turkeys that they had on this sheet. Oh my gosh, they were adorable. So I put another little rectangle from the earlier stamp set and indicated that we had church that morning, and then another birthday with one of those present stickers. So I just love how that came together, and now I'm trying to figure out what to do across the top. It's a little bare. However, this page did get really busy on me. I love the beautiful colors, but it got pretty busy, so I didn't want to be too crazy on the top. I wanted to think of a nice way to do that. And you can see me tossing ideas around and putting things up there and deciding what's going to work. And I end up going with more of those turkeys because I just loved them. And I thought there were two turkeys that were similar size and facing in opposite directions. And I thought I could use them with the banner stencil from last month's kit and have the turkeys sort of holding the banner up in their beaks. So I'm using a little pool colored marker, and I'm using both sides of that banner, but obviously extending it to be one banner altogether. And then I just use a little black marker to draw what would be like a little string holding up the banner and going to the beaks of the turkeys. And I don't have a stamp that really fits inside those banners, so I knew I was going to end up writing in there, and I used that same Pentel Feud brush to sort of script that in, and I'm no expert at this. I'm just sort of winging it and just making it look kind of fun and pretty. I decided to run, it's off the bottom of the screen here, but I decided to run another strip of that black and white washi to sort of ground those houses along the bottom. And then I'm just snipping apart the washi between my two pages. And I'm just trimming the little edges of those turkey feathers. Now I'm trying to test out some ideas for the top of the right page, and that blue just felt a little too busy up there. So I decided to leave it and come back to it. But I did like a little touch of blue. So what I did was went back into that banner with a colored pencil, sort of in that blue pool family. And I just lightly colored right over the top of my script, kind of made it a little darker around the edges and in the folds to give it some dimension. But I really thought it made that banner pop off of the background a little nicer. And it made it so you could kind of tell what my intention was to have the turkeys carrying that thing. So then I go to my trusty old standby, never fails, little black polka dot washi there from Studio Calico. I just love that. So I'm going to call that page done. I'm giving you a little close-up here so you can see all the gorgeous colors and stickers from this Scraptastic kit. And I'm really happy with it turned out. Like I said, it got a little busy, but I don't think it's overwhelming. I think I'm going to enjoy working with it this week. So thank you so much. I hope that you guys like this style. I'd be interested in hearing whether you're happy with the voiceover style or if it's a little too frantic with everything in fast forward. So let me know which you prefer, and I can take that into consideration going forward. Regardless, I'm glad to have you here with me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had some fun. And please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. That lets YouTube know that this is the kind of stuff you like to see and helps me know to keep making it. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks again.